It usually starts with just one cracked egg. You walk into the coop like any other day, expecting to collect a basketful of fresh, beautiful eggs. But something's wrong. One of the nesting boxes is stained. The shells are crushed and the yolk is smeared across the straw. You check again tomorrow. Same thing. But now it's 2 eggs gone, then 3, and suddenly it's not a fluke anymore. Your hens have developed a dangerous habit. They've started eating their own eggs. What begins as a single accident can quickly spiral into a full-blown behavioral disaster that threatens your entire layer project. If you don't act quickly, your flock will teach itself that eggs are just another snack, destroying your productivity, your profitability, and in some cases, even the flock's health. In today's video, I'm going to take you deep inside the real reasons why chickens eat their own eggs, how to recognize the earliest warning signs before it spreads, and most importantly, how to stop this dangerous habit using natural, farm-friendly solutions that actually work. So if you've ever lost eggs to this frustrating problem, or you want to prevent it before it even begins, stick with me to the very end of this video. Before we go on, please hit the like button, subscribe, tell me where you are watching from, and share this video with another farmer. It helps us continue making practical videos like this for organic poultry farmers like you. Now, here's something most farmers don't realize. Egg-eating behavior is rarely just a one-time curiosity. It's usually a sign of an underlying issue that's been building quietly for weeks. And once the habit starts, chickens not only learn to look for broken eggs, they actually begin to intentionally break them themselves. The behavior spreads fast through mimicry. All it takes is one hen to develop the habit, and soon others join in, turning your layer pen into a crime scene of daily destruction. But why do they do it? From the outside, it might look like greed or mischief, but the truth is more complicated. In most cases, chickens start eating their own eggs due to a nutritional deficiency, particularly in calcium or protein. Think about it. An egg is packed with exactly the nutrients a hen may be lacking. The shell is loaded with calcium, while the yolk is a rich source of protein and fat. If the bird's diet isn't meeting her body's needs, especially during peak laying season, she'll instinctively seek those nutrients, and the nearest source is the egg she just laid. That's why most egg eating starts silently during high-stress periods, like when a bird is coming into lay, after a disease episode, or during extreme weather shifts. But it's not just diet. Physical triggers often come into play. For example, a hen might accidentally crack an egg while stepping on it in a poorly designed nest. Once she tastes it and discovers how good it is, the behavior can quickly shift from accidental to intentional. In fact, the taste of raw egg is highly palatable to chickens, which makes the habit even harder to reverse once it sets in. That's why prevention is so important. Another common cause is overcrowding. When too many birds are forced to share too few nesting boxes, competition increases. Eggs are stepped on more frequently. Some are laid outside the nests on the hard floor, where they crack easily. Stress also rises, which lowers overall shell quality, leading to thinner shells that break under minimal pressure. The result? More broken eggs, more exposure, and more temptation. Are your chickens struggling with diseases, low egg production, or slow growth in broilers? Natural solutions work, but finding reliable ones is tough. That's why we created the Organic Poultry ebook with 47+ proven organic remedies, tested, backed by scientific research, and locally available to keep your birds healthy, boost eggs, and speed growth. No more expensive chemicals or costly losses. And here's the bonus. We're in the final stages of launching our poultry feed formulation course, a step-by-step system to create powerful, balanced feed on your farm, saving you money and improving results. The Organic Poultry ebook is available in English, French, Portuguese, Indonesian, and Spanish, so you can learn in your language. In the ebook, we give you the actual tested amounts or dosages of the organic supplements and treats to readily add them in chicken feeds and drinking water. Ready to transform your farm? Click the link in the video description or scan the QR code here to grab your copy and be first in line for the upcoming feed formulation course. Your best season is not yet until you try this out. But perhaps the most overlooked factor is boredom. Chickens are naturally curious and peck at anything new or different in their environment. If they're confined for long periods without stimulation, no forage, no scratch, no enrichment, they'll start exploring their surroundings out of sheer frustration, and a warm, fresh egg just sitting there becomes an easy target. Even the type of feed plays a role. Crumbly, Low-protein diets that don't satisfy the bird's instinct to peck can drive them to seek out other textures. And once they discover the soft, rich interior of an egg, that pecking becomes focused. You may also see egg eating triggered after a traumatic event, like predator stress, sudden light changes, or illness. Basically, anything that throws off the normal laying rhythm and disrupts the bird's environment can open the door for this destructive behavior. So, how can you know it's happening? Most farmers only realize it when it's already out of hand. But if you pay close attention, the early signs are always there. You'll notice yolk stains inside the nest, bits of shell scattered, or wet bedding with no egg to be found. Some eggs may appear slightly cracked, and if you catch it early, you might even spot the culprit with a bit of yolk on her beak. Once you confirm it, you have to act immediately. The longer you wait, the more birds will join in, and the harder it becomes to stop. So, what's the first step to reversing it? Start with diet. One of the simplest, most effective things you can do is boost the protein and calcium levels in their feed. If you're feeding growers mash to laying birds, stop. Transition to a complete layers mash or pellets with at least 16 to 18% protein and a solid calcium profile. Then add an extra calcium source like oyster shell or crushed limestone in a separate feeder. Don't mix it into the feed. Layers instinctively regulate their own calcium intake and will consume what they need when it's offered free choice. Some farmers also use crushed eggshells, but here's the trick. Always bake them first until they're dry and brittle, then crush into fine powder. This removes the taste memory and reduces the risk of reinforcing the egg-eating habit. Still, nutritional correction alone is not enough. You must fix the environmental factors too. Improve your nesting system. Provide one nest box for every 4 to 5 hens. Ensure the boxes are dark, clean, and padded with soft straw or shavings to cushion the eggs. Position them slightly off the ground in a quiet part of the coop. Avoid sloped or slippery surfaces. Collect eggs at least twice a day, morning and afternoon, to minimize the time fresh eggs spend in the box. The longer they sit, the higher the chance of breakage or temptation. If you find a cracked egg, remove it immediately and clean the area thoroughly to eliminate scent cues. And if you suspect a specific hen is responsible, isolate her in a separate pen temporarily. This breaks the visual learning cycle, as the others can no longer watch and mimic the behavior. Now here's where it gets interesting. Some farmers have successfully used natural additives to help with this problem, not as a direct cure, but as supportive tools. For example, feeding herbs that reduce stress and boost nutrient absorption can improve overall behavior. A mix of dried nettle, moringa, or even pumpkin seed meal in the feed can support egg production and reduce the cravings that drive egg eating. Offering scratch grains in the litter can also help. Scatter them around the coop floor. This encourages foraging behavior and distracts hens from focusing on the nests. You want to reprogram their pecking instinct away from eggs and toward acceptable targets. Some farmers also hang cabbage or lettuce heads from strings inside the coop. It sounds simple, but it works. The birds peck at the hanging greens, releasing energy and satisfying curiosity without damaging eggs. Others have introduced boredom-busting items like mirrors, wooden blocks, or perches at different heights. These enrichments give the birds something else to focus on, breaking the mental pattern of egg-seeking behavior. In more severe cases, where nothing seems to work, some farmers try placing fake ceramic or wooden eggs in the nest. When a hen pecks and gets no reward, the habit often dies off from frustration. You can also fill an empty eggshell with mustard or chili powder and place it in the box. The taste is unpleasant, and after a few tries, the birds often lose interest. But use these tactics sparingly and only when the behavior is well established. Ultimately, prevention will always be more effective than cure. Let me tell you this. No matter how bad the egg-eating problem is in your flock, it can be reversed if you act fast and stay consistent. Restore nutritional balance, rebuild your nesting environment, break the visual cycle, distract and enrich your flock, and use natural additives and anti-habit tools wisely. With patience and persistence, your birds will return to normal laying behavior and you'll regain full control over your egg production. Don't give up too soon, and if you found this video helpful, remember to get your organic poultry ebook in the first link in the description of this video, or reach out to me on WhatsApp via the link also in the description. And before you go, make sure to watch my next video where I show you how to boost egg laying using a powerful herbal formula. You won't believe the results farmers are getting from this simple preparation. Click it right here on the screen. See you there.